I like the comment that we got in here and kind of accentuates what you're talking about, the highs versus lows here. And Matthew Lucas from YouTube says White Sox culture sucks. It's top down issue, falling apart when adversity hits. Nothing works right together. Yeah, we Besnick and I talked a little bit about that when we looked ahead to the weekend, and we're recapping the series in Minnesota, and we had said that all facets of the game just can't click at once. It's only one thing, right? The starting pitching is good, well, offense will dry up. If we bang out, 4 home runs at Pittsburgh, well, we're giving up 15 hits and 12 runs. So it's just, I think that's a good way to kind of summarize all that there in that comment there. So appreciate that. Besnick says every one of these weekends games was winnable. I agree with that. Sox insane. And I mean, you could say that Tony, you and I have talked multiple. We had a show previously. It wasn't from this past series, but where it was titled White Sox lose another winnable game, right? That was like early on already. That's a theme, and I don't like it.
It's a very, very common theme with this baseball team so far in 2023. The one that I hate the most, and I will probably continue to beat like a dead horse throughout the rest of this season, should the trend continue, man. I mean, these were all winnable games. You can't sit here and tell me that they could not have swept this series.
Right. I really wish they would have, because like I said, with the Orioles, it's not that I disrespect them or don't think they're a good team. But with the circumstances of where you're at, right now, are already kind of digging yourself a hole. You hate to say that in the first, 2.5 weeks of the season, but here we are. Going, you had a golden opportunity today. If you could have just taken 2 of 3, taking care of business today, and you would have been 3 games back. But instead, even though Cleveland and Minnesota suffered losses, you lose as well, and you remain at that 4 games back there. So
You're a meme guy, Johnny, right?
Yeah.
You like Family Guy?
Yeah.
You
Right.
do? I've got a joke for you. Every
Yeah.
time I look at this past weekend and I sit there, I think of that meme where Peter Griffin's sitting there and you got the horse drinking the water and says, "That's nasty." You can't have that. That's nasty brand of baseball.
It is, dude. Especially the manner in which they have lost. You get a great start. And you know what? Actually, I think I might need to take some blame, because going into this, when Besnick and I previewed this weekend series, we were looking for some positives because that was a bad loss at Minnesota, right, on that Wednesday finale there. We're looking for some positives heading into the weekend. We said, okay, the White Sox are 5-0 entering this weekend in games started by Mike Clevenger and Dylan Cease. 2 of those guys are bookending the series. So I think our fault, maybe my fault. Should I take some blame here? Since I don't know if anybody in the clubhouse, if it's not Lance Lynn.
I don't think you can, Johnny, because if we've learned one thing, no one here is held accountable for any of their
Okay,
actions.
good.
In the city of Chicago or with the Chicago White Sox organization, you can't hold anybody accountable for anything. It's just sort of a free for all at this point. It's really interesting that you talk about how you've got the 2 White Sox starters that should win these ball games, and then you've got Michael Kopech, who's sort of struggled so much so far this season, and he's the one that you wind up winning a baseball game for. That's so White Sox right there.
That is.
How many people got screwed on bets this weekend? I'm sure plenty.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like I said, it goes back to that. At this point, it's like I wouldn't, if you're going full series, like looking ahead, man, this is a day-to-day thing. A lot of guys are day-to-day on the White Sox. I think your betting temperature is going to have to be day-to-day with this team. And even then, they'll probably find a way to piss it away. Like today, get out to a 4-run lead, you probably want to hammer some, White Sox lines there. Not a good idea if you did, because the offense dried up. But I think that just being there today, it was so exciting at the get-go. And, we love to hashtag set the tone here at Sox on Tap, Tony. We were apt. We saw some early fireworks twice, and we did with guys on base too. Gavin Sheets with a 3-run shot. That was fun. That was good stuff. Jake Berger had got the hat trick of home runs for the weekend. After that, nothing. Sebi Zavala in the 9th inning, right? Was he the only one? I think he was the only one that got to second base after the first inning for the White Sox. That's sad.
Just fucking unacceptable on every single level of anything imaginable. I don't understand how you can set the tone and then completely just fall so flat on your face like this offense does so often, man. It's funny to me, and I said this to you before the show started. Gavin Sheets likes to show up in games where it feels like the rest of the offense just fails to show up in. And you saw that today, and it was sort of like, to me, I'm sitting there thinking in the back of my mind when he hit that home run, like, that's going to be it. I was pleasantly surprised when Jake Berger sort of piled on with it, but those two guys sort of work in tandem sometimes when it comes to this sort of, I don't know if you want to call it luck or the rest of the offense just being unable to put things together. It'd just be nice to see the complete package like just once.